All right. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. And I'm going to give some of y'all some time to get on here because I didn't give a specific time. And real quick, we're just going to go through the signs, go through all the signs and talk about the full moon in Aries and what it means for Aries and what it means for everybody where you have it in your chart. Moon sign Aries, ascendant Aries, sun sign Aries. So this is for everybody. Also, like I said, we're going to go through all the signs and what this means for everybody. But Aries, this is about y'all tonight. This is a full understanding for you guys. It's a full understanding for the self for you guys. Peace and love, Janella. Peace and love. Let me see who in here. D. Calico, Philip, Sharif. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love. So we're going to go ahead and go in. Lamar, Monique. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. And I'm just going to go ahead and go through the signs. And all is well with me. Thank you, you guys. I'm actually about to graduate from massage school. I've been in school for massage therapy the past few months. And so I'm about to graduate and go ahead and get that going and add that as a service to my business. So now I'm going to be able to do readings and also apply massage. So it's going to be really good. I'm very happy about that. It's been a very good investment to my business because that was something that I wanted to do is add a service. And from this point on, I'm going to be adding services for my business. And, you know, when you have your own business, you guys, side note, when you're adding a service and you go to school for it, you can write that off. You can write that off from your business account when, you know, as far as taxes and everything. So, you know, I'm also not paying for this, okay? So, yeah, I can't wait to get a location and everything. That's going to be really good. So, Piece by Piece by Yari. Y'all check that out and coming to you soon, okay? I'm going to be in a location. So, people that want to come to me for the readings or for however, get that massage going, and we're going to read and do your body as well, intuitive massage, which I'm going to get into a little bit tonight. I don't get into it often, but how the astrology affects the body, which the astrology is the body, the astrology is us, we are the universe, and it's within our body, within ourselves. And so going back to the chakras and the body systems and everything, they all affect each other. So a lot of things on the I'll say on the physical front, we'll say it's an illness or a sickness or something like that. But a lot of times it's just a unbalanced chakra, you know, or it's dealing with something that's going on in your life on a deeper level that will sit here and affect you and your relationships and everything else that you do. And it'll turn out, you know, to be cancer or sickness or any type of depression or anything like that. And you guys, it's really just not honoring your chart sometimes and not knowing. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, y'all. I'm really excited. I've been doing this business for a while, and I'm slowly but surely building onto the business. And I'm proud of myself, to be honest. Thank you. So, and this is, you know what? This is a perfect intro into full moon in Aries because it's dealing with the self, and this is dealing with your relationship with yourself, and this is also dealing with your relationship with other people. And the more true you are to you, I'm telling you, you guys, that's the most true you're going to be to other people, because you can't give anybody anything you don't have. And Aries always say is master bedroom behavior, what you do in the master bedroom, your personal relationship with yourself. And Libra, which is Libra season, and anytime it's a full moon is when the moon and the sun are in complete opposition of each other, which is what's happening right now. So that's any full moon. Whatever the sign the sun is in, the moon is going to oppose that in the opposite sign, which is what's taking place. And we call it an opposition. I call it a confrontation, because it's pretty much, think about two people, you know, facing each other, you know, straight across from each other. That's a straight line. So that's 180 degrees. So that's why we call that opposition. Peace and love, Deidre. Peace and love. Thank you, Deidre. And I'm going to be doing the yoga and everything, y'all. We just going to do the whole bit. So I'm going to be doing readings. I'm going to be doing the massage therapy. And then I'm also going to be doing the yoga. We're going to just bring our sciences back to us. This is our stuff. This is our science. And nobody can do it better than us. Not only that, you guys, you know, we all need to know, You know, we all need to know and be able to apply our information to ourselves so we can get ourselves back. So it's really on a deeper level for us, you know, and hopefully I inspire, you know, somebody else. Each one teach one. Somebody else take this and run with it. It's not just my idea. There's nothing new under the sun. You know, we are all, you know, children under the sun. So all is well with that. So if I'm throwing out any ideas or anybody that's thinking about doing something like that, then by all means, if your intent is okay, your intent is true, do it. Like, do it. It's us. It's ours. This is our science. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Full moon in Aries, y'all. Full moon in Aries. Dealing with who you are, dealing with the self. So going back to Aries, we're talking about a 1-year-old, because I always break the signs down through ages. So you can kind of break down the history and why certain signs behave the way they do and why they remain the way they do through the assignment in the zodiac. Okay. So Aries is the first sign. So we call that the 1-year-old. We call that the 1-year-old because it's the first sign where you identify yourself, where you learn about your identity. So this is through life. So this is the first degree you're ever going to learn is who you are. Who you are and dealing with knowledge and how to apply that knowledge. And Aries is also dealing with life. So it's talking about knowledge of life. Okay. And Aries is usually talking about some type of person that you're going to become. Okay. So Aries is talking about an infant child a lot of times at their infant state. A lot of times. So you're talking about new information. You're talking about somebody that's starting fresh. And Aries, when you're talking about body systems, is also talking about your integumentary system. So we're talking about your skin. We're talking about your hair. We're talking about your nails. Okay, so this is your first place of identity, and that's why we also call it the first responders, Aries, because they're the first ones in line before anybody else. So before you get to your tissues, before you get to your bones, before you get to the muscles or anything else of your body, your skin is going to be your first line of defense. So that's why Aries is our first line of defense. They come first. They're the protectors, which is why they're the most aggressive, and that's why they always let us know when something is right or wrong with a situation, because they have to stick their head out first. So this is why Aries, you know, tend to be pretty fast, aggressive people. They tend to be impulsive. They tend to move pretty fast, but they also like to have the knowledge. They're also the leader. They also come first for many, many reasons. So dealing with this, everybody, even if you're not a sun sign Aries, when we're talking about your sun sign, we're only just talking about your gift or what your light is or where you have the most light in your life. Okay, so we're just talking about something that can make or break you, the biggest part of you, when we're talking about your sun sign. Everybody is every sign. So we want to get that clear, because I know a lot of times I speak very broadly of every sign, or I might put everybody in a group, so it confuses a lot of people. And then a lot of people, you know, you have your moon sign, sun sign, and ascendant, and then you have certain aspects in your chart. And so that's why a lot of people are like, you talking about my sign, but that doesn't sound like me. Okay, but then you also have to understand that different signs come in at different degrees. So that's why you also have first decan Aries, second decan Aries, and you have third decan Aries. So a lot of times I just generalize. But for example, a 5-degree Aries is completely different from a 22-degree Aries. So that's why you have a lot of people go, well, you're not talking about me, or those are not my qualities. But at the same time, most Aries still have the same traits, you know, at the root. They're still the same. They do a lot of the same things. Only thing that changes with any Aries, if it's an Aries or any sign period, is when they're operating at their higher and their lower self. This is where you find the real difference of anybody in a sign when you're trying to apply traits or how somebody behaves or anything about their personality. So you do have to break down their chart, but then like I said, some people are operating at their higher self and their lower self, which is what I'm going to get into with this full moon in Aries. Okay, so the full moon in Aries is talking about a new realization for yourself, a new realization dealing with your identity and how you see yourself. So a lot of people might be changing their appearance or changing the way they are doing things, changing the way they look. So like I said, think about Aries is dealing with your skin and your appearance, but it also is confronted by Libra, which is dealing with your endocrine system, and you're talking about your kidneys. So your kidneys and what you drink and what you take in and all of those things and what crystallizes in your body also is reinforced through your skin. Okay, so this is why the relationships and the people you tie into or you connect to in your life has a lot to do with your appearance and if your face is good in life. So just like when we go in a hood or anywhere, if your face is good, you can get something for free, right? You don't have to pay up front. Okay, so your face has to be good based off your relationships. So in general, in business, your face has to be good based off of what you do with your kidneys. So that's why I say this is based off of your body. This is based off your body. When we're talking about consciousness, and we're talking about what they say the conscious groups and all of that, when you're talking about people that are in the conscious community, the conscious community is your body. That's the only conscious community you only need to be aware of is your body. You know, be aware of your skin and be aware of your organs and are they operating properly. This is your conscious community. Okay, this is what's going to make you aware and make you true to your experiences. So your consciousness is going to be filtered through your subconscious. You're going to be picking up other things, but your conscious, this is your conscious community, the awareness of the self. Okay, and collectively we all work together because we all operate on different parts as far as what our sun sign is why we all collectively work together as zodiac is in the body, okay, in the universe. So everybody is assigned a certain sign, meaning this is what your gift is, okay, and this is what you bring to the table, and this is your part in the orchestra or, you know, the symphony of the universe. This is what your part is. Okay, so going back to Aries is at the highest self, you know, like I said, a good leader, someone that you want to put on the front line, someone that can protect you, someone that can preserve you, because it's also what your skin does for you. Aries is also at your root chakra, okay, but it's also dealing with your solar plexus chakra. Now, it's at your root chakra because it's a basic need to protect yourself and to take care of your skin and also to know what to do and when to move and whatever. Okay, so you have to have those basic needs of food, water, and all of those things before you can do anything else. And you have to be able to apply your knowledge to whatever it is you're doing before you can lead anybody else. So that's why your relationship with yourself is so very important. Because your relationship with yourself is important, it also lets you know and it helps you be very, very selective about who you are in contact with as far as your connections. Because some of these connections you may not need in life. Some of these connections could deter you. Some of these connections are helping you. So we have to go back to the kidneys again and what they do to our life. Okay, when you have two kidneys, all right, most people, not everybody has two kidneys, but two operating kidneys in your body is at 100%. That's working, right? When you take away one of those kidneys, it's at working at one kidney can do 80% of the work of what two kidneys can do. So let's break this down as if these were people or in relationships. Okay, a single person can do 80% of the work of what they need. All right, they can provide for themselves. So by yourself in solidarity, you can do a lot of things by yourself. Okay, there's a lot that you can apply. So there's only 20% missing without a partner. In a partnership, there's 100% of the work being done, but now your work is being cut down by at least, 20 to 30%, you know, because somebody else has come in and provided something that they need. But you have to really think about what you need as far as if they're really providing that 20 to 30%. Because if they're really bringing in what you need, you know, if you're already at 80% by yourself, that should decrease your work by at least 30%, right? So you can do 50% and they do 50%, so we can be at 100% to have this as a functioning body, okay, as a functioning vehicle, as a functioning entity, okay, together, something that we're both putting in together. So that's why we have to think about who we have in our life and who we bring into our life, because that goes back to how your body functions. And so you have a lot of people in marriages or tied in together as far as on a contract, as far as business or whatever, and they have a lot of health issues because of who they're tied to. And a lot of people are laying right beside their problem every night. You be good at work, you be good everywhere else, and your problem is laying beside you because a lot of people are afraid to part ways with that 20 to 30% who was really not helping them. So know what you can do at your 80% and know what you can do at your best, you know, at your 80%. So you can be, like I said, very selective about who you do partnerships with, who you let into your life. Peace and love, Misha. So Aries, this is dealing with you. This is for you to really find out who you are, you know, and find out how you identify who you are. And this is at 20 degrees. So I also want to get back into the degrees. This is a full moon in Aries at 20 degrees. So this is a spiritual thing, all right, because different degrees deal with different things. So this is dealing with your spiritual life. And this is also helping you identify things and how you move and why you move a certain way, dealing with your spiritual actions and the people that you allow into your life and what makes you move fast. Now, the moon in Aries is an uncomfortable place for the moon to be, okay? Because the moon and Aries, that's just, they already challenge each other with Aries and Cancer challenge each other. So even when Mars is in Cancer, that's an uncomfortable place. So even when their ruler is in the house or in the sign of that other sign, it's always going to be some type of discomfort or some type of challenge. So at its highest self, like I said, a lot of people are starting over. This is a new cycle for a lot of people, for everybody really, because it's a full moon in Aries. So this is the first of many full moons for the next year. So this is a lot of people starting fresh, starting new, initiating things, and really just like bringing on their independence. This is also for Aries to, or anywhere where you have Aries, for everybody. This is a sensitive spot, like I said, dealing with your personal relationship and for you to confront some things in relationships that you're involved in. So this goes back to marriage. This goes back to business partners. This goes back to really any type of relationship, even if you have clients or if you're a client of somebody's. This is for you to relook at some things and how much you're dependent on somebody. And are they really there when you need them? And are you really there when people need you? That whole thing, making sure that it's reciprocated in everything that's being done. So it makes you go, like I said, do I really need this person's 20%? Or that 20% really is meaning a lot right now. And it's up to you to really deal with that. So that's why it's going to be a sensitive moment for the light to shine on that, and for you need a pillow for that. Because I call the moon your pillow. Is a place where you're trying to find comfort. And you're trying to find comfort through something that might be opposing you. So that's why you have to take action. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go through all the other signs and how they affect them. And anybody who has questions or anything like that, you can post it while I'm speaking, because I know I leave a lot of stuff out. So it would be best if y'all post whatever your question is randomly, like while I'm going through the signs, because I will forget. Or you can inbox me or however. But I wrote it down a little bit this time. All I did was write down the signs, because I think last time I left out a sign. So I don't want to leave out any signs. So that's why I went ahead and just wrote down every sign so I can make sure I'm going through. Alright, so the first sign I'm going to go through with Pisces. Okay, Pisces and Taurus. But go ahead with Pisces. Pisces is the last sign, and you're right beside Aries, which is the first sign. Okay, so Pisces is dealing with endings, and Aries is dealing with beginnings. Okay, and Pisces is also dealing with releases. Pisces is also dealing with your purpose. And so for a lot of Pisces, this is where they're searching for their purpose, and this is where you're using your feet. And I always say with Pisces, it's the feet of the foolish or the feet of the faithful. And so this is for you to use that supreme understanding and that intuition that you guys have been gifted to really initiate things for yourself. And warm that water up a little bit, Pisces, so you guys can really get things done. But this is for you to also eliminate distractions in your life and go ahead and see clear and stand strong on yourself, because you guys don't always do that. And this is a time for you guys to really stand up and be assertive when you need to be, because a lot of times with Pisces, y'all tend to be passive aggressive because y'all want everything to still sound all sweet and put sugar on everything when you really need to be showing your gun. And y'all like to hide it a little bit when it's something that y'all need to say. And so I would say, if this is a new cycle for y'all, this is a new cycle for y'all to be straightforward and to just go ahead and put it out there, because that's what y'all need to do so that y'all can get a little bit more respect, Pisces, because y'all sugar everything up, okay? And y'all the last sign. So that means if Aries is the first sign and Aries will really go off, you guys are the last sign, meaning it takes a lot more for you guys to go off. And so that's why I say, and that's fine. And that's a beautiful thing, because you guys deal with forgiveness and you guys deal with washing away things and cleansing things and just wanting things to be different. And that's quite okay. But like I say, assert yourself. Assert yourself so you can have that stand-in. And this is also with you have that Chiron or Charon, or however you pronounce it for certain people, is also in Aries. So that's why I say this is going to be a sensitive time for some people. And for Aries, you know, like I said, Pisces is some deep waters that y'all don't always want to deal with. Y'all don't want to get wet, okay? But y'all want to be first. So for Aries, this could be a little bit of struggle for you guys. But if you know who you are and you know what you're doing and you can apply that knowledge, it's nothing for you guys. You zoom right through it. So for Aries, use your magic. Use your magic and be you and live in your truth. You guys deal with purpose, and like I said, you guys deal with the third eye chakra. So initiating your action and your knowledge to the things that you know, you have so much wisdom that surpasses other people's. But because you guys suppress it a lot of times with your misunderstandings and a lot of times with the distractions and drugs or alcohol or a lot of things, which becomes a lot of times a Pisces, you know, y'all's lowest self, if when you get past all of that, y'all do quite okay. So this will be really good for really the whole year. But for the next few days, even this energy is gonna be there. Tauruses. All right, Tauruses. So this is also going to be for you guys and finding your wealth, and finding out who you are. And this is also dealing with, you is right beside, as I say, it's 30 degrees away from Aries. So this is something that's neutral to who you already are. But this is that wealth. That's why I say, so keep a little change in your pocket, Tauruses, and secure yourself. And as long as you're secure, it's easy for you guys to secure other people and spend time doing for other people. But when y'all not secure, that y'all like, I say Aries and Taurus are the only signs. Every other sign, when they see red, they stop. Y'all the only signs when y'all see red, y'all go. Because y'all are signs that deal with survival. Okay? So, Taurus is secure yourself, secure your money, and don't move too fast when it comes to spending money. Because you guys can give up. Y'all don't give up too much too soon, but because it's the Aries moon, it might make you want to. And I would say check things out and use your wisdom when it comes to people, places, and things. Move slow. Alright? Because that Aries makes you want to, like I said, it might conflict with the way you naturally move. Alright, this is really good for advancement, Tauruses. This is really good for y'all. Geminis. Alright, Geminis. Anywhere, so Aries at its lowest self can mean lonely sometimes, because at its highest self, this is independence, and this is something that they like. They like being by themselves. But at their lowest self, they don't like it, and they're lonely. So, alright, so Gemini, and you want to talk about Aquarius, where it's 60 degrees away. Anytime you see an Aries or anybody that's by themselves, 60 degrees away is Gemini. And Geminis like to what? They like to talk. They like to give understanding or get understanding. So, wherever you feel lonely at, wherever you feel misunderstood, go to a Gemini. Talk to a Gemini. Geminis, wherever you want to stand out at, this is a good time for you. This is also a time for you to spend time alone. Okay? Because Geminis don't always like being alone. They charge up when they're by themselves. But Geminis love being around other people. Okay? They love getting little snippets of other people's information and just gathering things and then just making it their own. So, Geminis, this is a really good time for you guys. Aquarius is dealing with the crowd and dealing with social settings. So Aries, like I said, you don't have to be an Aries wherever you might be feeling lonely or wherever you might be feeling isolated or left out or however. This is where you can take time to use that, part of Aquarius and go into that and go into the crowd and do something different, create some type of change. At your lowest self, it'll make you feel weird. It'll make you feel like the outcast because at their lowest self, this is what Aquariuses are. You're either going to be the unicorn or you're going to be the weirdo. Okay, and so you have to take your uniqueness and whatever makes you different and be the unicorn because you will be cast off. So that's why I say go out and be around people you know, who you know and what you know, and apply your wisdom to the situation so that when there are strangers or situations that don't seem right, you know when to move out because, Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, also is unexpected changes or chaos or something that can come out of nowhere. All right? So be mindful of that. Cancers. This could be a challenge for you guys. And also, like I said, this is also challenging Aries because Aries and Cancer challenge each other. Like I said, Cancer is dealing with emotions. Cancer is also dealing with your parasympathetic system. What soothes you when you're getting upset. What soothes you and calms you down when you're getting worked up, which is what the parasympathetic system does. It calms you down when and it lets you know that everything is okay. It helps you to release when you're uptight and when things are like that. So think about your stomach and think about the way that you feel and think about the things that you eat and the things that you consume, which is through Cancer, okay, and through the stomach, all right, because that also has an effect on going back to your skin and your effect on how you look to other people, which is Aries, which is your effect on your skin. So what makes you comfortable? Well, what makes you uncomfortable? This is letting you deal with those things, face where you haven't been stable at times in your life, where you need that stability. At your highest self, Cancers, this is going to be really good for you guys because it means you have a strong foundation and nothing can stop you. So you guys are going to be able to do very well for yourselves and take off and just do whatever, and nothing the Aries do as far as that sign it can stop you, as long as you're strong. And you also provide nurturing and support for other people when you already have it for yourself. So Cancers, this could be a good time for you. This could also be a challenging time for some families because, like I said, the Aries that's dealing with at its lowest self is violence. People being impulsive, people not thinking. So this full moon in Aries doesn't always mean something good, or people are on the receive mode of something awesome. Some people, if they don't have the knowledge of what's taking place, a lot of people can really be on the receiving end of some bad things. And I'll tell you guys, kind of off subject, but on subject. Like in the past few days, a child had went missing here in where I stay, and so that goes back to an Aries, a young child, a young person, okay, and then you're talking about Aries meaning some type of imposter or somebody moving fast and in ignorance and being impulsive. So that's why you're talking about kidnappings, and I've seen that pop up on my screen on my phone more than a few times, not just for my area, just in general. Kidnappings, child abductions, and all that. So Aries, a full moon in Aries also means hide your wife and hide your kids, because that's literally what that means. Okay, at its lowest self is straight up violence and people not thinking straight and people's emotions all over the place. And like I said, it's challenging people's emotions, whether they're a Cancer, whether they're a Cancer sun sign, whether they're a Cancer moon sign, whether they're a Cancer ascendant, wherever you have Cancer in your chart. And just Cancer represents family and emotions and people's comfort, okay, and where they relate in people's home, okay. So that's why it can represent violence in people's homes. It could also mean domestic violence within the home, especially really, really strong, because it's also going back to that Sun in Libra. So this is some sensitive times in people's relationships right now, you guys. So that's also that full moon in Aries is also people finding comfort in the police, because remember I said Aries represents the first responder, the police. This is talking about the EMS, this is talking about the firefighters. All of that is Aries. So people are finding comfort in that, meaning a lot of people might be calling the police tonight if people are at their lowest self, which a lot of people may very well be. So this is also for you to be mindful of that. Okay, and Aries is also just showing you where you initiate action, where you move fast. In case of an emergency, what do you do? And so Aries shows you that. So the purpose of it. So at 20 degrees is showing you the reason for something. All right. The first few degrees of a sign is that it's a physical aspect. You're something that you can touch. Okay. The next few degrees of a sign is talking about time and it's talking about the mind. But the last few degrees of a sign is talking about the chakra and the reason why and the purpose of something and the assignment, your assignment to a certain situation. So that's why different degrees mean different things. Alright, Capricorn, this is also could be a challenge for you as well. If you don't have proper restrictions, okay, and if you don't have respect, okay, and where you want respected and where you want to be successful. Capricorn is also dealing with your skeletal system and where you're strong at and the strength of your bones, okay, and so that's why it's also talking about how strong your foundation is, because Capricorn is opposite Cancer. So Cancer is talking about your foundation on a deeper level within, okay, and how strong you are as far as your emotions. But Capricorn is talking about your foundation within your body and your structure, okay? Capricorn brings you your structure and your discipline. And so it shows you a whole lot about yourself, Capricorns, with this full moon in Aries. Who you really are, and how you correspond to different obstacles and how things, when things come in your way, what do you do? All right, Capricorn represents people of wealth, so standing up straight with your back, and being around people of wealth, not just people with money, but people who have value and people who are very rich in spirit is also Capricorns, and that's at their highest self, because we already know at y'all lowest self, y'all can be some little devils. Y'all can be some little users. So that's why I say at their highest selves, they're quite fantastic and they can provide a lot. And so this can show you a lot about yourself, Capricorns, how you stand on your square and how productive you are and how consistent you are. Because consistency, everybody knows consistency brings forth respect, but also consistency and keeping your word brings forth success and helps you manifest, and it has a lot to do with your reputation. So that goes back to your skin. Your word is your bond, and having a good face everywhere you go, not just for weed, but anywhere you go, at the bank especially. And Capricorns at their highest self have real good face when they go to the bank, because they trying Taurus. And Taurus are our bankers. Taurus deal with our wealth. They deal with our money. Okay, so Capricorn and Taurus work very well together. Okay, Capricorn is a person with money, and Taurus is there to take in their money. And don't even forget about Virgo, because Virgo is how you get your credit in life. What you do every day, that's how you get your credit in life, through the universe. Okay, that's when we got to go back on your credit report. That's Virgo. We got to look at what you do every day. Let's look at your habits. Okay, and so that's why in life everything is business, and in life you still have, you know, a record. And so that's why you still have to watch everything you say, because everything you say and do will be held against you in the universe, because that's where the law gets that from. Everything you say, everything with your vibration can and will be used against you. All right, so Capricorns, this will be good for you at your highest self. All right, at your lowest self, this could bring forth violence. I'll go back to that, Capricorns, really quick. At your lowest self, you guys are uncivilized. And at your lowest self, you guys require discipline. So that's why I say at your highest self, you are the ones giving this discipline and the structure, because you already have it. So that's why I say if you take an uncivilized person and it's challenged by, at their lowest self, Aries, which is violence or a lot of fire, or somebody igniting something that can't put it out, because Aries can a lot of times instigate things or get something started and they don't necessarily finish it. Pisces will finish it, which I didn't get into that. But so Capricorns, be mindful of that at your lowest self. Sagittarius, this is dealing with your growth. This is dealing with how you expand. This is making you guys want to be very, very adventurous and want to start something and really just go somewhere. I would be very shocked if a Sagittarius is not traveling somewhere or out of town, or at least not at somebody else's house right now. Because Sagittarius, this trines, y'all trine Aries. So this works really good together as far as that fire and moving something around and making something get bigger. Especially when you're talking about the fire of a Sagittarius and an Aries, and you rolling it all together. And I mean, that's a lot of bursting energy, and that's a whole lot getting done. And that's a whole big old party. Especially also that trines Leo. So all the fire signs trine each other. So for Sagittarius, this is really good for you guys. Y'all represent the muscular system. Okay, so this is why we expand at the muscles. This is why we get bigger. And this is why we build on and add on to. And this is where we increase at with Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. So think about your muscles. And anywhere in your life where you want to get bigger, Sagittarius is going to get you there. And so dealing about yourself, okay, with proper knowledge, y'all can get anywhere you want to go. Sagittarius, y'all can go anywhere you want to go with proper knowledge. Because at your highest self, when you know where you're going, when you know what you're doing, you're the leader, you're the one taking charge, you're the one on your way. Okay, and don't forget Jupiter is there, and Jupiter is back direct, so you have your credit card, you can swipe it, you can do whatever you want to do and really fall back in place because your mama is back in town. Okay, so Sagittarius is, y'all can do a lot, y'all can get a whole lot done, y'all can really be on the move and really just get some advancement there. And I always say that all the time, that there is no compensation without preparation. And I always say that the most for Sagittarius, or wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart, because Sagittarius do not like to prepare. They just like to jump and move and just go, because that's a mutable fire sign. And ain't nothing wrong with that, okay? But like I said, they don't deal with details well. So that can cause a lot of issues, which is what makes you feel small. It makes y'all feel lost when y'all out on that road, because y'all didn't look at something on that map, because y'all know Jupiter so well, and y'all always get clearance that y'all don't like to look before you leap, and you should sometimes. So Sagittarius, like I said, this is good for you guys. You guys have building up that muscle. Y'all guys, your skin is good and clear. You can just jump on out there and do something that you need to do. As far as learning, as far as research, this is also on a spiritual level advancement for you guys, depending on what you do with yourself and how you put yourself out there. All right, and also, like I said, depending on, because it's 60 degrees away from Libra, who you have in your life, who you connect with, who you do contracts with, whose back you have, or who has your back, and if they really come through when they say they're going to do it. Y'all gonna be good. And if you're not by yourself, Sagittarius, if y'all traveling with somebody, that's really, really good. It's always good to do it together, you know, making sure somebody's not in your way, and making sure they're not extra weight, and making sure they're not dead weight. Other than that, it is easier to do it on your own, which goes back to you guys trying an Aries. Independence and doing something by yourself, because sometimes it's better by yourself. Sometimes people really do just get in your way. Alright, Leos, we already kind of went into you guys a little bit. So like I said, you guys deal with the cardiovascular system and the solar plexus chakra. The excitement, y'all are like the source of life. That sun moves through every sign throughout the whole year, and the sun hits every degree. So, every degree throughout the year. So that's why it's our source of life and our heart and our desires and what gets us through. It's also pumping our blood, which also sends, feeds out to all the other parts and our organs in our body, which also help us to function in other areas of our life. So that's why Leo is so very important. It's ruled by the sun. It brings us life. It brings us light. And it helps us deal with the law of attraction and what we attract into our life. Now, the thing with Leo, a lot of people are always talking about the law of attraction, and they don't think about the law of repulsion. We always talk about the things that we do want, and we don't think about the things that we don't want. So when you're talking about Leo, and the law of attraction, you also always be mindful of what it is that you don't want. I attract this, but I also repulse this. Because the universe knows neither here nor there is taking your direction. So that's why you take your vibration of your words and your voice and take it very serious, because the universe does not know. Just like your subconscious, it does not know until you give something a shape. It's just neutral to information until you give it a shape. The only thing that will give something a shape truly is your conscious, when something that you're aware of, or your ego. And your ego is here to survive and make it and win. So your ego will shape certain situations for you and your perception in the situation, for you to have the best light. So not that you don't want to listen to your ego, but the sun also represents the ego, which is also Leo. It drives you and it wants you to win. It wants you to be the best. But you also have to learn when to cut those lights down so that we don't burn other people, or, that somebody else can't really see us if it's too bright. All right, so we have to know when to turn it up and when to turn it down. But with Leo, this is really good for you guys dealing with yourself, because you guys already deal with your individuality. You already deal with your passion. You already deal with being unique. And so Aries is standing on its own and alone. So Leo, you get to dress it up a little bit, put some bright colors on it like y'all do, put a microphone to that thing, and be loud and proud about the things that you do. But like I say, at your lowest self, Leo, sometimes y'all are too loud and causing drama, and getting attention in negative ways when you don't feel like people see you. Trust that people see you. We know you here. Trust that we see you. Because, Leos can be very dramatic and cause a lot of attention in just the wrong way when they don't think nobody else knows that they're in the room. As soon as a cloud is in the way, the sun got to show out a little bit, because it thinks that y'all forgot it was there. We did not forget you was there. And so Leo, that's why I say you can be too loud or too bright to where you've been ignored now, and they push you at the lower self of, Aquarius, which you guys will right across from. You'll go right to your lower self at Aquarius when you guys don't pay attention to your energy. But this is real good for Leos. Alright, Scorpios. Dun, dun, dun. This could cause a little bit of disharmony for Scorpios, because Aries is a sign that likes to start things and get things done now, and it's a fire sign. We initiate things right now, and it's like I said, a cardinal sign. Scorpio is a fixed sign, and it's a water sign, and it's deep. All right, and they move a little bit slower because they like to inspect things and look at everything, and they don't like to miss anything. Scorpio is also a very thorough sign, so they like to get all the way through something before they're done with it. They're going to be there for a while, and so that's why they can come off a little bit possessive. That's why they can come off a little bit controlling. But the thing is, Scorpios are very thorough. Like I said, at their highest self, they're not done until they're done. So that's why sometimes when you're in a relationship with Scorpio, it ain't over till it's over, because they just keep their word. Okay, and that's why sometimes at their lowest self, Scorpios can come off a little crazy, because they're thorough. It ain't over till it's over. They already had a plan set for something. They already had their mind set for something. It's hard for them to stop. So even it can be as simple as washing the dishes, and you say, hey, I'm about to pull up and be outside right now. A Scorpio ain't coming outside till they finish washing every dish. They're just very thorough, so it can be in a good way or in a bad way, because the Scorpio will also stalk you, when they're not done until they're done with anything. So we have to pay attention to that, you guys. So Scorpios, this could cause a little bit of disharmony, because Aries is on a superficial layer, like I said, dealing with the skin. Scorpio is way deeper, on a deeper level, and it's dealing with your reproductive system, and it's dealing with things that you produce and things that you produce in the dark. Okay, and Aries is something that has the most, life in the light, and so this is why it can cause a little disharmony for things that might be revealed in the light, or sensitive situations in relationships where there might be secrets or anything like that. And not not just Scorpios or Aries, wherever you have it in your chart, but sun sign Scorpios and Aries, moon sign ascendant, this is going to be real sensitive for y'all, especially if you have it at 20 degrees. I would say between 15 to 20 degrees of it in your chart. All right. Last one's Virgos. Virgos, okay, a little bit of disharmony with you guys as well because it's at 150 degrees. So at 150 degrees, Virgos deal with the digestive system. So this is where we break things down at and where we get to the bottom of things. And Virgos are 60 degrees away from Scorpio. So they kind of do the same things except they have different intent and different jobs when you're talking about Virgo and Scorpio. And so Virgo is breaking things down and they're very thorough as well. And like I said, Aries is zoom right by you. That's a fast line. And so they're not as thorough, so it could cause a little disharmony in that area. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm sorry. This is my son knocking on the door. Anthony, open the door for your brother. That's my son knocking at the door. So Virgos, like I said, you guys have a method to everything you do. There's a rhythm to everything you do. And so with Aries moving a little bit fast, he's at the front door. With Aries moving a bit fast, for you guys, that could throw you guys a little bit off. And like I said, it causes disharmony for Virgos. At your lowest self, you guys can be very critical. You guys could bring on a lot of criticism for a situation. And so at your highest self, you're being very helpful with the information that you're bringing forward. So you guys just pay attention to that, you know. And Virgos, have a little fun. And that's what, you know, this also causes disharmony with you guys because Aries is just here to live. They're just trying to be. You know, and Virgos are just like, I say, the hall monitor of the zodiac. Want to make sure everybody's going the right way and you ain't going too fast or too slow. So they can take away a little bit from the party sometimes. And so that's why Virgo challenges Sagittarius. And it challenges, it causes some challenge sometimes a little bit with even Leo, where people are trying to have fun and excitement, and Virgo is telling you to take care of your responsibilities and, you know, do your homework. And so that's why you have to pay attention to that, Virgos. This could give you a lot of time dealing with yourself at the highest self, even though there's disharmony at your highest self, Virgo, when you're very healthy, because it's dealing with the digestive system, the things that you break down can also create a lot of harmony with Aries, which goes back to your integumentary system, how you appear, how you look. So when you're very thorough and you're looking at the details, you know, you come out looking quite okay. And when there's equality and equal distribution of your energy, which is also Virgo, you know, that's health in the body and the things that you break down. It shows off in your face and your skin and your body, your hair, you know, all of those things, your nails, all of those. So that's why that's the first thing people look at, your doctor or anybody, to even know if you're sick. They're going to look at Aries. So you don't have to be an Aries because I think it confuses people sometimes. Aries just represents your appearance, okay? And it doesn't always, the first house represents your appearance in your chart. But you can have Aries, for example, in the 9th house. Okay, so that means your appearance is important in faraway places. The way you look and when you travel and when you go to school and when you're trying to expand, your appearance is very important. That also means somebody could be a leader later on in life when they travel. That means also this person might travel alone. All of those, because you're just taking the physical body and what that means with Aries and taking it somewhere else. So you can have it anywhere in your chart and it still applies to just a different house. So this is how you read the chart. It's so many ways you can go about it, y'all. It's a lot of ways you can go about it. Last sign, Libra, which it doesn't really count, but it does, because I kind of already went into Libra. But Libra is 180 degrees away from Aries. So at the end of the day, for a lot of people in general, whether you're a sun sign Libra or whether you're a sun sign Aries or however, there's going to be a confrontation between someone in their relationship. And whether it's a relationship with your job or a friendship or however, but we're confronting who we are and we're confronting some injustices in our relationship and we're confronting who we're dependable and who we're depend on, who's dependable, however, we're confronting whether we even need somebody anymore or not. So that's why a lot of people might be breaking free from their jobs. A lot of people's relationships might be in turmoil right now because a lot of people are confronting that. A lot of people are thinking right now, I can do bad by myself, you know, or I can do well by myself, or I can do better by myself. And so a lot of people are thinking about that. And you have to think about 6 months ago where you were in life. Since 6 months ago, we were in Aries season. So a lot of time, that whole time, we spent a lot of time dealing with this self. You had a whole 30 degrees of self dealing with Aries and confronting things with ourselves then. So now this is our time to have somebody else's back. So that's why in Aries and what you do by yourself, it attracts other people. When you standing strong by yourself, you attract partnerships. A job wants to work with you. Somebody wants to do business with you. Somebody might want to marry you. All of those things because they see what you can do alone. And all they're trying to do is bring along that 20 to 30% to help increase you. And that's why I say you have to decide and be selective about if somebody's helping you to increase or not based off of what you can do alone. Hey, I can really use that. Or no, I really can't use that. Or you're going to be in the way. That's really all it is at the end of the day. A Pisces sun, Scorpio moon, Libra rising. Libra, Pisces sun. So you have a gift of intuition and you have the gift of magic. I don't know how many degrees you have it at. But the Pisces sun and then you have a Scorpio moon. So they already trying each other, but with that Scorpio moon, it already lets me know that you've had some hard times and you've had some uncomfortable moments in your life, and you just want things to be fair. And you see the world as a beautiful place with that Libra rising, and you see the world as a place of balance and a place of things just of harmony and a beautiful place for things to take place. Wow. You see the place of a way. You see the world as a place of accompanying other people and being of assistance to other people. That's really, really cool. That Scorpio moon. Wow. But the reason why. Wow, if you got a Scorpio moon and you have a Libra rising. Partnership. Wow. So that means you have Scorpio in the second house. You got Scorpio in the second house. Man. Working with other people and money with other people, you like being around other people, but there's some trauma that possibly has taken place. And if you've, depending on what you've done with that trauma, it can make you a healer. If you haven't done right by that trauma or things that may have taken place to you, it can make you very bitter. But in relationships, it can make you heal. I wonder where your other placements are, because if you got Libra in the front, Aries, a full moon in Aries, wow, you have to confront the way you are in relationships right now. Well, you like to be a leader in relationships. You're real bossy. But sometimes you don't know who you are. You be too tied into a relationship so you can't find yourself. That's real tight. Yeah, Aries in the 7th house. Wow. Yeah, look, schedule reading. You're right, because I'm going to sit here and my mind will just start going into it. Yeah, because you got moon in Scorpio, so I find comfort. Wow. You find comfort in dark things. You need to get to the bottom of things. What are you, like some type of psychologist or something? I'm like, you find comfort in releases. You find comfort. What do you do, insurance or something? You find comfort in other people's stuff at the bank. You either do some type of insurance, or I don't know if you work with other people's stuff. You do insurance or something, or you're a banker or accountant or something like that. I'm just sitting here like breaking down because you have clients, because you see the world as a place of assistance, so you assist other people. You look for assistance. There was time that you were looking for assistance. And so that's why you like to help other people. This is why you're a healer. And dealing with other people's things. You do well with other people's things. What are you, a psychologist or a counselor or something? Aries. In my relationships, I initiate action. You take control. Get a reading from me. Look, I don't want to tell all your business, but I just thought about something. And so, yeah. And if you're in a relationship, watch out, because there could be a fight or something like that tonight. Or this could be a really good night for good sex. Which I meant to say that for everybody. At your highest self as well, I always say Mars or Aries is like the penis. And so it also represents good sex. Somebody that's shooting their shot, somebody that's being aggressive or assertive or just letting you know they're just putting it out there. They always just like, what's up, how you doing? Hey, I like Aries energy Because they just put it out there. You don't have to ask no questions. You don't have to guess with them. And so, yeah, this is an awesome night. As I said, we're talking about skin. So we talking about sweating. We talking about, us getting physical, because Aries also talks about the physical body. So you're talking about sports. People might be at a sports event. Like I said, people might be at the club dancing, shaking their body, because that's also Aries using the physical body. You might see some people, it goes back to sex, because it's also dealing with going back to your solar plexus, something that gets you excited, a source of life and energy, but it's also at your root chakra, basic touch, a basic need to be touched, and that's also at that root chakra, something that a man is giving, because Aries represents the man, or like I said, the penis. So it's something that we're giving, because at the root chakra, the man is giving, a giving of his penis or his body, and the woman is receiving. And then at the sacral chakra, as far as a baby or production or anything like that, the woman is giving, and the man is receiving his child, And then at the solar plexus chakra, the man is giving. He's giving his power. He's giving a source of life. He's giving his expressive love and his passion, and the woman is receiving. And then at the heart chakra, the woman is giving, she's giving that love and she's giving that support, and the man is receiving, and she's giving him everything that he needs, and she's embracing him at that heart chakra. And then at that throat chakra, the man is giving his vibration. He's speaking the truth, and he's speaking his words, and the woman is receiving. He's giving information, and the woman receives at the throat chakra. And then at your third eye chakra, the woman is giving her insight. She's giving her visions and her dreams and things that she's seeing, and the man is receiving, and he's taking heed to those things. And then at the crown chakra, they both come together. It's so quite fantastic, y'all. It's amazing. At the crown chakra, this is a spiritual connection. This is an assignment, and this is your purpose. It's deep. It's deep. And so it's even different types of sex. I'll even go into that really quick as far as Aries. Okay, so it's different types of sex, and because it's at 20 degrees, this is talking about sex at your purpose. Okay, this is an assignment, someone that you're with, that you guys get excited on a whole nother level, because at your root chakra, this is just a basic need. So let's just be honest, at your root chakra, you just want to fuck. Okay, that's fucking. You just want to do it. Okay, so, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at your root chakra, it's just like, this just that instant touch. We just need that touch. We just need something. We just trying to feed the body right now, right? But then you talk about at your, and that's at your root and your sacral, but at your solar plexus chakra and at your heart chakra, this is something that you have time for. This is when you've been thinking about it all day, and you're thinking about the positions you want to be in, and you're thinking about how you want to be with them and what you're going to do to them. This is where you have time to actually think about it. It's past just fucking, It ain't something you about to hit real quick. It's something you want to take your time with at your heart chakra, and dealing with your solar plexus chakra. This is something that gets you excited. You igniting it. You talking about this is the candies and the flowers and all that stuff at that level, because this is dealing with desire and something that you want to do. But at 20 degrees, Aries, tonight, hooking up with somebody, this is a spiritual connection. This is a conversation you guys have had. This is somebody's vibration from something that they said that just completely set you off. And so this is talking about that tantric sex, y'all. On another level, when you're talking about your spiritual connection, when you're talking about your third eye chakra and all that, this type of connection that you have with somebody. And so this is the type of connections that people are having tonight. Should be at that 20 degree mark. Well, now I think we're at like 21 degrees, because it was a little bit earlier today, to be honest, with that full moon, but the energy is continuing on. So when you're talking about that initial contact, okay, because we're talking about the skin, which is Aries, that initial contact, that first touch at your root chakra, that's very important, and that's quite okay. So that's why you have a lot of people meeting somebody for the first time, or going out on a date for the first time. Those are also things that are taking place. That first touch, that first time sleeping with somebody, all of that is quite all right as well, you guys. So, This is through all the signs. So I went through all the signs and how it applies to your signs, but also Aries going back to just where you have it at in your chart at 20 degrees, and it's giving you the purpose of something. So think about somebody that you met earlier this month, because at 20 degrees, that means earlier this month when it was at, you have to think about it 5 degrees, 6 degrees. You have to think about people that you met, right? Because the sun is in Libra. So now that we're at 20 degrees the past couple of days, how it has grown. So now you get to look at the reason why things have taken place the way they took place. Even in this lower self, violence that took place, things that took place. Something very terrible even happened last night, and it wasn't officially the full moon in Aries, but it was a full moon and it was Aries. That happened in my neighborhood. That's what I'm saying. Fights that break out, violence that breaks out, all of that is a full moon in Aries. That's a very conflicted time for a lot of people. It's a hard time for a lot of people. So that's why I say hide your wife and hide your kids at a full moon in Aries, because it's a time where a lot of people are laying low. In general. So pay attention to secrets, y'all. Pay attention to lies. Pay attention to distractions and all of that. And you really have to stay on point. And like I say, Aries is at your solar plexus. So what makes you feel alive? And do you want to be alive? Because it's also a sign that deals with survival. So that's why it deals with protection and coming out and, doing what it needs to do for you. Okay? Matt Austin Bay. I do have a page. I have a website. And I do have a link. I'll send it to you through inbox. And you know what? When I finish this live, I'll add my link to my website and my scheduling and all of that to this. So anybody who wants to get a reading. And the readings get very, very in-depth, y'all. People be crying and everything, but you need it. And it's a release that needed to take place. A lot of people don't realize it until it happens. And it's a lot of things you don't face. And it really does clog you up in other areas in your life. So that's why when you're talking about your chakras, you want to be open. And you want to make yourself open and available for everything that's for you in your life. And when you have something clogging the area in your life, think about like a pebble. Think about you're always overflowing and you're open and you're open. And it's gushing with water and energy and everything from these areas. And then think about when trauma takes place and stress and anxiety and you meet the wrong people or the wrong connections. And think about it's like a stone or something that blocks that energetic point in your life. So this is why sickness and disease and all those things manifest from these blockages from your chakras. Because your chakra, these energetic points are so important. They're very, very important. So you want to think about that, the people you connect to. Okay, so like I said, dealing with Aries is dealing with your root chakra, but it's also dealing with your solar plexus chakra, and it's confronting things in Libra, dealing with your heart chakra and dealing with your sacral chakra. So things that need to be released with the heart, with Libra, and things that need to be dealt with as far as on the survival level, or things that might need to be taken care of with Aries, but also what makes you feel alive. And somebody that you might be involved with might challenge the things that make you feel good. But that's why you might not be with the person you really need to be with if they're making you feel uncomfortable about something that you want to do. If you're not getting that proper support in something that you want to do. And so that's why Libra season is giving people a time to renegotiate their contracts. Somebody that you're with, somebody you're doing business with, somebody that you're married to. You might need to renegotiate that contract if something is not going in your favor, or if you're not getting your fair cut of the pie. So that's why that full moon in Aries, this is a realization of self. What do you need to get through? What do you require to get through? And what is somebody else taking away from you or adding to as far as your life? So think about that in general. Peace and love, you guys, and I hope you have a good night.